Okay, here we are. We're back at the renovation, and we just want to kind of go through with you a little bit of what we've been up to. Been about a week since we sent out our before pictures, and so we're about a week into this project now. Now this is upstairs, and this bedroom had no cabinetry or anything built into it, so we want to put a bookshelf in here. And what we did is we've got some limited space ability in order to get stuff turned and up the stairs and everything in here. So we got an 8-foot bookcase here, and this is all finished. This is installed. Got a little paint touch up to do, but this is a neat idea for pretty much a useless corner otherwise. This door, we got a fixed panel, an active panel that leads out onto the deck, and so obviously, other than that, this whole area is pretty much useless. In this corner there was a little dresser, a little tiny dresser that was in here, and what we decided to do is pull that dresser out of here and put in a unit that's similar to a unit that's in the center bedroom as well. So this has a balanced piece, and then it's got a soffit above that, and then what we've got is adjustable shelving. And what we've chosen to use here is it's a peg system, and the peg system uses a 5mm chrome shelf peg. It goes right in the slot there, and then and they're fully adjustable. They can be adjusted to any height. This is a pretty good height for standard fiction book. Works out pretty good. And we've got 7 shelf units in here that can be adjusted up or down or anything like that. And a little bullnose piece here at the top. And then at the bottom we've just got an inset kick space. And that's kind of a familiar style that we use a lot around here. This is all lacquer finish. It's actually a Sherwin-Williams product that we used on this. And this is a satin lacquer. It's done in the same color as the trim. And so that's that. If you want to follow me a little bit, we'll just briefly look at where we stand with things. These flanking bathrooms are all ready for their vanities. Everything's been cleaned up on the floor. We've cleaned out all the caulking. We've moved our wiring up for our new lights that are going to go on, and our mirrors are going to go up about 4 inches. And Monday we're supposed to have a delivery and installation going on, so we're excited about that. Same thing's happening in the other end of the bathroom. And the great thing about vanity changeouts is if you're not changing any plumbing, you can leave the stops right on there. You just pull the handles off, and they just drill an oversized hole whenever you put your escutcheon plate on there, which is the plate that goes around the pipe as it comes through the back of the cabinet. They make a swivel type, or you can reuse the ones that you have, and they can go right over top of that. And it looks great. Next thing we'll do is we'll head downstairs. All right, we're here in the master bath renovation, part 2. We did do the shower and the tub, tile work, shower door, things like that, the kick space heater. That stuff was all done in part 1 back at the beginning of the year. Now we've come along quite a way here, and we're ready for our cabinetry install. That'll be in the next video that you see. I want to show you a couple things as you step into here. Of course, we've got our closets all sealed off, our floor covered, and everything. But I wanted to show you this. This is a neat product. We used to get these from a company called Dust Door. They're out of Boston, and this is a jam protector. And what this does is this actually just clips right over the trim. And it's got a soft piece on the back of it so it doesn't damage the trim. And this way people can come through, knock into stuff. It's painted orange or it's colored orange. So they're easy to see. You know where you're working at. Unless you're really dumb and oh, that hurts. So jam protectors. This is something that's a great product to have when you're doing a renovation. You've got a lot of either fancy trim or just stuff you don't want damaged at all. You're not planning on repainting. It's a great product to have to be able to do a lot of cover-up. In here, we are at the stage where we've had to cut a whole lot of holes. We have to do a lot of rewiring for the sconces. Sconces are all laid out now, and this is actually the center of the sconce, and the sconce sits above and below that. I think the sconce is about 15 inches high and about 4 1/4 wide. And then these are our junction boxes. These are from the original lights, and they carry the current from the switch leg. So we had to leave these in here, but they actually will sit behind the mirror. They'll have a plate on them, and they'll be covered completely. You won't be able to see them. This has all been repainted, and we got a first coat on here. We wanted to make sure we got a final, at least one final coat on here of color before we set our vanities. That way we don't have to try to cut in around things. It makes for a better job, a cleaner job, really just a better overall looking job. Then over here, we've just removed these because Dave went ahead and started a little painting in here. We've got a humidistat going in here. So this is our light switch, which will stay in place. This will turn into a single junction box, and then this, which is connected to the fan, will now have a humidistat on it. So we'll actually move these into 2 separate boxes to allow for that humidistat. We aren't doing anything else in here. We got all the rest of this covered up, floors covered up. We're ready to go, and we're ready to see our cabinetry on Monday. As you can see here, this is how we deal with when you've got a stop, and you're going to leave these stops on here. This is a supply and the stop on the end of it. And what we do is, the great thing about these metal stops that usually you find on copper is we can take the handle of this right off. And that limits the hole that has to be drilled to allow this to go through. One thing that's very important that you want to remember is when you are removing a sink and you're removing a P-trap, that P-trap's going to have water in it. The whole purpose of that is it allows or it prevents the gases from coming back up through your vent pipe, your pipes. And if you got water and gray water and waste sitting in there, it prevents that smell from coming back up through. So if you ever get that smell in your house and you're wondering, why do I have that sewage smell? The first thing to look for is what we call an open drain. It's a drain where the water in the P-trap may have evaporated for one reason or another, or there may have been a leak and it actually came out of there, and it's allowing those sewer gases to come back up and into the house. So it's important you notice that we take these off because we really don't like that smell up in here. Other than that, we sit, we wait for our friends to come with the cabinetry, which is going to be a stained walnut cabinetry, and we're hoping to see that sometime on Monday. And that's where we're taking it from here.